I'm back, just a parcel being delivered. So as I said, I'm just putting in like a nice little bit of washy greeny sort of colours, because of course you do get lots of little greenery little bits, and you know, on there, because of in the Mediterranean you get all the lovely sunshine, so of course there will be chances of like a bit of greenery and sort of you know, in the grounds and on there, you know. I mean, okay, sometimes it goes too dry and everything, but I just thought it's worth just putting a few little bits of greenery in. And I did also think, you know, it's nice if I've just got some greenery at the front part out of the terracotta pot. It just gives a different, you know, it can even be sort of like an aloe vera plant, you know. So I shall put some green on here, and then do some nicer bits afterwards, you know, because you'll have to be on top of the brickwork, and I will be able to get my lines in. So yeah, which will be great, because of I do want a little bit of green. So what you do is you scan your picture, and if you look on here now, do you think that's enough green? Just little greeny little bits and pieces. I think I might have to go up towards the tree just a slight bit more, and perhaps, you know, just do some little strands up there, sort of thing, because there'd be a little bit of field, I should imagine. I'm gonna just do some like little greeny little bits on that little angle there. I haven't done that much background over there, but I think with my sort of wishy-washy grey pinky colour, I think I am going to just do sort of like a outline of perhaps, you know, like some, not a mountain, but just sort of something to show in the background, because you don't know what's in the background there, and mixed with a little bit of that green, that looks a nice sort of colour, doesn't it? Because you don't know what's in the background, and possibly there could be some, you know, some like little tree little bits and pieces. So that's what I'm doing there, just so that you can just see some like graduated down. Not that I want lots of little bits and pieces on there, but you know, there could be little bits of grass growing. You know, you do get bits of grass growing through from steps, don't you? You do get a little bit of little tiny bit. So I'm just building up little tiny little bits, and I think that gives it a little bit more depth on here. Yeah, there. So that's my little bit of green. I think I'm going to have to start doing a little bit of the building. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking that my tree needs now to have its actual tree trunk to be put in. So I think I better go for a slightly smaller brush than my large one. I think I'm going to go for about this size, and I should just put a little bit of the grey colour, and I shall just, oh, that's not dark enough. I need a little bit darker than that, because otherwise you're not going to actually see anything on there at all. So because my tree is all very pink, perhaps I ought to go a bit more the dark blacky colour. That's still not dark enough, so I will bring it up to this. Oh right, okay, see this colour now? It's sort of like a puddle of like a grey colour, but I think for it to actually show for this tree, yeah, that'll be about right. So I will be putting other colours in it, of course, because of the tree isn't just one colour, is it? And I can put bits through the middle of the tree, you know, so you can see the branches through, and anywhere where there's a gap I'll actually put a branch, because that will look quite nice, won't it? And I will put some tree bits coming across here, and this way it means I will probably yeah, that looks nice on there. But I think what I'll do is get a very dark black to mix in with it. See how dark this black is? I'm still using that same brush, but what I want to do is just basically put put the side on. The shadow, the light's coming in from the right hand side and it's coming across, so of course the shadow's coming to the left. So really and truthfully, I think if I actually put some more black on the side of the tree trunk, and of course I will have to bring that across here as well to make it look like a little bit more shadow across there, which should be fine there. But because I've got that nice dark colour on here, what I might do is do a little bit more on these windows, because I really don't want anything fancy on here. And notice I'm not doing them all regimented, and you know, because this is a Sally picture, and as you know, if it's a Sally picture, I don't want it all too neat, because it won't be a Sally picture, will it? You know, and I like things to look nice, but I don't want them all too fancy, because otherwise that spoils the whole look of what I do, because it is therapeutic. The reason I'm doing this is to help make myself feel better, and it's the enjoyment of doing your strokes, of feeling that you're achieving something, and yeah, it's all part and parcel of that. And then I'm just going to put little lines on there, because I've just thought what I might do is put like a little window box on there in a minute to make that. Yeah, and some of these little, because of I'll just put some like little window bits on there just so it shows around. You don't have to go mad, but again, you can just if you've got the paint on your end of your brush, you can just utilize it, because that's, as you can see, that's what I'm doing, just utilizing, just not wasting any of that color, because I'm liking that color. And it's a bit like you would get if you got like cracks or anything, you know, it'd be nice just to do some little marks on the building. Yeah, this building I will actually probably will do a little edging on here, and just gradually just like do some little top bits, you know, some little tiny little strokes. This is, like I said, the therapeutic bits on there, and yeah, you wouldn't think I would want to use that dark colour on there, but I am actually doing quite a bit on this one, because this building is old, and I'm thinking, yeah, it'd have quite a few little marks on it, and I'm just using it on the end, and I'm just gently going across, and I've got another building up there which could have a little bit of the colour on, but of course no, you can't see what this one's going to be, and I shall finish off that with some yellowy colours on there, because these are just like bits from the distance and you can't really see what's what on there. That's a line on there. Okay, so I'm going to just put some little bits, because again that would be more like shadow on there. Okay, and I'm actually going to just, that side of the building, I'm going to just do a little bit of underneath the windows, just to make it show up a little bit. And as you can see, there's no carefulness on this, it's just using whatever paint I've got on there. Okay, so how are we thinking so far? See the building, I just used all that grey on there. So of course you're now thinking, right, she needs to be doing the roof. So again, not too small a brush, because I'm going to be doing my sort of roof. I love that bright yellow again, you know, like the terracotta colour. So I'm just quickly putting a bit on my plant pot, because you can see I'm building this plant pot by all the different colours, and I'm loving that colour. So first of all, I'm going to do a little bit more on these terracotta pots, and anything terracotta I can see down there. So now I'm going to start off with the yellowy one, I think, and then just like basically just do lots of little lines. This one some people will want to do it slowly, but I find it more therapeutic doing it faster. If I just show you, for example, the start of the lines. See, you don't want to do it too neat because otherwise you haven't got the breakdown of the colourings. So right now I'm going to be just doing these, imagine how the little, these type of ones, there'd be all those like terracotta sort of like tiles, wouldn't they? So that's what I'm doing here, just doing the brownie colour first, because I will be doing lots of orangey colours as well, but I thought get the brownie ones in first. And because this on this side of the roof type bit will be in the shade, I'm still putting some of the dark colour on there. So again, we would have just like a slight shadow underneath it, so I wouldn't want it to look too neat on there. And now this is why I'm going to now start doing some of these little tiny little brownie bits. It doesn't make a lot of difference because I'm just literally just putting tiny weeny little lines on there. So okay, I really want some more of that beautiful yellow, don't I, on here, so then I can just follow on, and it will need to be a little bit lighter. But then, of course, in a minute I can do like an orangey one on there. I just need to have the main colours to show that what type of a fence roof it is on there. It's all coming along very, very well. I'm liking it, because you know, when you don't feel very well, often things aren't to your liking because it's not your normal, you know, you're normally sitting in a better angle. And you know, that is more like me, but you do learn, you just do go along with the flow. Okay, a little bit more of that colour. Yeah, I'm loving this colour. And again, lots of little lines, and then we can just finishing off all the little touches afterwards. That's not a problem. And on the angles. Right, I'm liking that again. So now I'm going to put some little terracotta little pots underneath these windows here. So, you know, little terracotta pot there, a little terracotta pot there. I just do like a little bit like that, and lead a little bit longer on there because I want to put some more greenery. I'm going to still use that dark on here, because as we know, you know, I like to just like do all my little bits and bobs, and you know, just like to salify it on there. So hopefully you're all having a nice Good Friday, and you've got all your Easter eggs for your grandchildren and friends and family, and you know, so that you're getting ready for your Easter. So I shall have all my family round and friends, which will be really nice. I had a lovely day yesterday. I had 2 different friends come to see me because of, you know, of course, people are getting to realise now that I haven't been out for ages, and wondering what on earth's happened to me. So yeah, you know I won't be back into the real world for quite a while, but at least I'm having a go today with the painting on here. Right, so we're liking what we've got so far. Let's have a little look again. There, see how that picture's coming alive now, just from the little tiny bits and pieces on there. Right, I think I might even put a few little red dots when I finish, because I'm looking now and I'm thinking there's not enough shadow coming from the tree. The tree hasn't got enough shape on the side, because that's what you have to do. You have to hold the picture away from you, so look at it from about that angle, and then take a deep look and then think, right, I'm liking that, I'm not liking that. So these steps and that need a lot, but of course the tree needs to still come slightly more over. And we, you know, because of the colours I used on the tree is all bits and pieces from all mixtures, it's okay, because I can do like a a little tiny bit of this wet again, and then I can just bring my paintbrush. Okay, as you can see, I'm just not happy with this section here. So what I'm going to do is just like bring in a few more little bits and pieces. Just, it doesn't matter. Just, you know. Okay. Yeah. Even if it's a little bit blobby, doesn't matter. It's just, you know, but it just didn't seem to quite finish. Right. Yeah, that's slightly better shape on there. Lovely. So I realise now as well, I've got behind the tree, there it sort of finishes there and there's nothing there. So what I need to do is these, like in the background, which I've done sort of like, could be well, it could be like the back where trees are and whatever. I can actually just fill that in. I think you can see what I'm doing there. Just fill it all in and bring it all down, mix it all in with the green to give it a little bit more depth. There we go. Okay, so now I've got to do a little bit more to the buildings just to make them pop. You can see they look quite good as they are, but it just needs that little bit extra to make them pop, because if I want it in the background, but it just, you know, there needs a little bit of definition. So again, that will be the wishy-washy little grey colour, but I just need to just sort of like put some shadow, you know, shadow coming across from the tree, coming across in this type of here, coming across from the pathway, coming across from the here, because we've got lots of shadow, because that is the wall. More shadow here, because that is how that would be. Now a little bit more dark, I suppose I can just put a few more little dark bits in these little bits here. Notice I'm holding my paintbrush in a funny angle, but this is just to show that. So again, I'm just going to put little bits of colour just to bring the pathway in, and that'll break up lots of this colouring, and it makes it look more like steps coming on there, because I need to just stop, and then I can do some fancy little bits here on this building. You can see that it's hardly any colouring I'm using, but that will make a big difference when you look in a minute. Can you see what I'm doing? When there's the separate little buildings, just to make them pop a little bit more, and the chimney breast there. Then, okay, so what I'm going to do now is the finishing touches. So I'm going to turn the video off because I'm going to get some more paints and some clean bits, and then I might just do black line, see how we go with the black line. See you shortly.